differently abled, differently.
Strathmore University, in partnership with other organizations, sought to support enterprises by persons with disabilities to create employment. Take a look.
With unemployment rate on the rise, many people are trying to venture into self-employment. Persons with disabilities are the most affected.
In the first place, they are left behind in a lot of things. So you find that they go to school late, whatever they acquire late, some of them even don't go to school. And so they have poverty levels are very high within the sector of persons with disability. So APDK has always, since inception, input a section of economic empowerment.
GIZ is the technical arm of the German Development Corporation, acting globally in selected countries to support capacity development at both individual, institutional, and system levels. So here in Kenya, there are different projects, but the particular one that's dealing with this initiative is called Program for Promotion of Self-Employment and Entrepreneurship. This program aims to support growth of enterprises by young people as a means to creating jobs for young people in the country. Now, there are diverse topics you could see under this initiative. One is initiatives for the formal sector and the informal sector. And then as a project, we realized that enterprises that are owned by persons with disability are disadvantaged. And if you look at those that are owned by young people who are below 35, it's even a bigger issue. They are disadvantaged in many ways. One way is that most of them lack the entrepreneurial skills. Access to financing is a problem for them. Access to market is another problem.
We were said when we were inside, at least they can look up to the age limit of the program. Because us as persons with disabilities, it was said, most of us go to school late. So before you finish your schooling and you now come and start something, the years have just passed by. So that's a very big challenge when you say like 18 to 24. 18 to 34, they are the only persons who should be in the training. So for me, I feel if they can extend also the years, it will help so many people.
Strathmore Business School has been the host to entrepreneurs with disabilities in a training aimed at giving them the skills to manage their business.
This program is an accelerator program for entrepreneurs living with disability. We have trained 40 entrepreneurs, and the collaboration was between Strathmore University and Association of Physically Disabled, APDK, as well as the funder, who is GIZ. So the idea of the program was to get entrepreneurs who are already in business so that we give them skills and capacity to move to the next level, so a transformation. The other reason that we are trying to achieve, the other goal in the program, was to demonstrate that persons with disability actually have a major contribution to make in society.
I joined the program of GIZ here in Strathmore in Acceleration Entrepreneurship, where they are teaching us members of PWD on how to do business, how to engage in business, and the mistakes and the problems and the barriers that we encounter during business. During the course, we have gained so many skills about what in business we are doing wrong, especially in the area of finances, management, record keeping, how we manage our employees through the leadership skill, and in the HR department during the employment.
This is a project by GIZ together with APDK and Strathmore.
What this program set out to do was to support the persons with disabilities who are owning enterprises to be able to fully actualize their potential in making their businesses successful and growing, hopefully, to the extent that they can create jobs for other young people. Now, this was done together with the Strathmore Business School and APDK. The hope is that the lessons that are learned from this phase of the project can be employed by other actors, development, civil society, government, and private sector, to also support businesses owned by young people, so that as we seek to grow enterprises by young people, as we seek to move the agenda of helping young people be also job enablers, job creators, that those who are disabled are not left behind.
You sharing your stories with us, that's also another benefit of being a part of the association, is that as you network and you continue building friendships and networks with each other and other alumni, you can share your success stories, you can share your growth stories or challenges that you're experiencing, and then others in the alumni community and the street community can also benefit from those stories. And we also want to share them as well.
The 6 months training included training on campus and coaching in their respective businesses.
For 6 months, these people, our persons with disability, have been trained here on site here in the college, in very nice theaters, very fine, actually doctors, some of them even, professors training them, and also coaches, coaching them in their business premises. So there was training here in the school, in the business school, and there was coaching where now they work. So if they are taught about bookkeeping, somebody comes and sees, are you really doing it? How are you doing it? What are the challenges? How is it happening? In other words, they received the best, to say the least.
We also tried to address some of the gaps that they actually have. In addition to the skills and the coaching, we also brought in other players like Kenya Revenue Authority and also the National Council for Persons with Disability, who registers them to enable them have cards that give them access to services and products that are available to them.
In the beginning of this year, in January, I was given an opportunity to attend a training here at Strathmore. By that time, it found when my company had gone for 4 years because it was registered back in 2018. But I didn't have some of the documents by that time. I didn't know how to follow up. I only registered a company, so I was just anytime I applied for a tender, I could not get the tender.
I joined the program of GIZ here in Strathmore in Acceleration Entrepreneurship, where they are teaching us members of PWD on how to do business, how to engage in business, and the mistakes and the problems and the barriers that we encounter during business. During the course, we have gained so many skills about what in business we are doing wrong, especially in the area of finances, management, record keeping, how we manage our employees through the leadership skill, and in the HR department during the employment.
One of the key pillars of the training was to make sure, at least to make partnerships, those can increase your profitability in your business.
The trainees admitted that the training was timely, as most of them were in the verge of giving up.
I own a business called AI Communications. I run it in town at Fangano Street. Actually, I've been there for so long. I've taken like 10 years in that business. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to learn business here at Strathmore. It has really helped me, because if I can remember, for the first time when I came here, I was almost losing hope. Actually, I wanted to get employed somewhere. I'm tired of business.
From here, we got enlightened and knew what we can get in the national government, what we can get in the county government. And also we were enlightened and given connections. We were trained, and they called even the officers from the National Council who came and told us what we can get from them and what we cannot get from them. There I realized that there is something known as LPO financing from the National Council. Before, I could even get an LPO and I don't have money, I could not do the job. But now, I got one and I went through the channel to be financed by the National Council for Persons with Disability. That process is not long. As long as you are qualified, you get it very fast in a span of 1 week.
Even as we are in business, we'd like the public also to stop the stigmatization that is there, that PWD cannot be able to do business, because even as far as you're in business right now, if the society does not accept us in our areas of business, we'll be doing nothing. So also the public should have awareness how to accept us as disability in business.
Sikuwa nawekanga records, sahi naweka records. So apart from fashion design, nimeweza kulaunch other new products like kuuza kama sweta hivi unaziuza pamoja na dress za watoto. So nimeweza kulana hadi kufanya market sahi. Nimeka post zangu kwa Facebook naitwa Joseph Fashion Design kwa pages zangu.
Mwanzo nimewahi chezwa tu nikakuliwa 3, lakini nikasema tu nienda tu hivyo. Lakini kwa sasa niko hivyo, nang'ang'ana, najaribu niwezavyo, nione kama nitaweza kufanya. Ya mwisho ni kusema ya kwamba nikipata ule mfadhili anajihisi kabisa mwenye hapo anahitaji kunisupport fully, nitaji penye nimefikisha.
At the end of the training, some of them had even become employers.
From that I realized I should expand my business to get some other sources of finance just from the same field of building, so that I can open the welding department and the plumbing department. I can even have a shop for the plumbing materials and the metals, so that from there I can get some resources to maintain my people as I look for tenders.
We've had a wonderful ride, and it does not end there. It does not end there. So whereas the coaching process has ended, or may have ended for some of you, I know there are some who have not quite completely completed that bit of the program, we now enter into another mode. We finish contracting as coaches, for those who finish. Now we begin contracting as partners, as mentors, as people who will help you walk along.
The call was for them to be ethical and maintain integrity as they grow their businesses.
Do your business with integrity. Let people, when they ask you, people see and wonder how come you are so successful, say this is a partnership between APDK and the Strathmore Business School, which is a premier school.
So the message for them is we have empowered them, let them now rise to the occasion and demonstrate that the capacity they have can actually make them move to the next level.
Let's take a short break, but we'll be right back with more. Don't go too far.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.